You clicked on this video because you have goals that you are not meeting, and you hope that this video will help you meet your goals. I have to be honest with you. This video is not going to help you meet your goals, but it might point you in the right direction. Everybody thinks that they have goals, man. You know, everybody thinks that they have goals, but the truth is that most of you do not have goals. You have dreams. There's a difference between a dream and a goal. A dream is something that you imagine, you think up, you wake up, and you forget. A goal is something you work towards. And the truth is that a lot of you people are not working towards your goals. You know, you say you have some grandiose future idea that you want to implement, but you don't work towards it. And the truth is, in this video, I'm going to tell you the reasons why and how to overcome this. The truth is that this can be brought down to two things. You either don't believe in yourself or you don't really want it. That's the simple answer. The simple answer is either you don't really believe in yourself, you think that you're incapable of really reaching that goal, so you don't want to put in the effort. Your brain is telling you it's not worth consuming the resources necessary to work towards the goal, so you don't even try. Or you don't really want it. You just say you want it because you think that that's what people want to hear. A lot of people live this way. You know, even I myself in the past lived this way until one day I snapped out of it and I realized that my goals aren't going to reach themselves. I need to put in the time to get there. And once my mindset changed, once I realized that it's all up to me, there's no one else to blame, I skyrocketed to my goals. I was able to get the McLaren. I was able to get the $20,000 Rolex. I was able to get the Porsche. I was able to reach all of my dreams. And I'm not going to lie to you and say that this is going to come with no setbacks. It is going to come with setbacks. There are setbacks every single day. But you know what? When you work towards your goal and you encounter challenges and you power through those challenges, you solve those problems, it will make you a stronger person. You know, it will show that you're serious about your goals, that you really want them, that you're just not talking, because talk is cheap. Anyone can talk. Anyone can say, I want a Ferrari. Anyone can say, I want to live in a mansion. Anyone can say, I want to get a girlfriend. Anyone can say, I want to get A, B, C, D career field job. Talk is cheap. Action is where it counts, right? And the truth is that a lot of people aren't willing to put action behind their words. They're too afraid of failure. And that might be what's holding you back. You might be too afraid of what other people will think of you if you try and fail. But the truth is, it really doesn't even matter. You know, it's a cliche saying, but the journey to your goal is what really matters. Because once you reach that goal, once you wake up every morning and you got the Lamborghini, the McLaren, the Ferrari, the Porsche in the garage, you got the millions of dollars in the bank account, you got that 6-figure, 7-figure job or business. Once you reach that goal, you're really not going to care anymore. When I first got my Porsche, right, before I got the McLaren, when I got my first supercar, if you want to call a Porsche a supercar, some will argue that a Porsche is not a supercar. I'm going to say a Porsche is a supercar. It's fast, it's expensive, and it looks sick. But I digress. That's a different video. When I first got my Porsche, I thought that it was going to be some sort of fulfilling accomplishment. And yes, for a few days, for a few weeks, it was a fulfilling accomplishment. But that feeling wears off. What doesn't wear off is the lessons you learned on the way there. That's what matters. You know, in life, you're going to have a lot of goals. You're going to have a lot of things that you want. And as time progresses and you meet more of your goals, you'll start to realize that reaching the goals is not what matters. It's the journey there. Because in that journey process, you will learn new things about yourself. You will learn new skills that you can use to reach even bigger goals. Jump over even larger hurdles. Solve even more problems. You will be a diamond tested under extreme pressure. You know, that's how diamonds are made. Nothing in this life is accomplished easily that is worth it. If you want to make giant accomplishments, life accomplishments, if you want to rise above the average person, you're gonna have to go through adversity. That's the truth. That's the truth. And there's gonna be haters and detractors on the way there. Last night in my stream, for those of you who don't know, I stream every single day, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Last night in my stream, I was telling people my story of how I even reached my first two major goals, my first two major life milestones. And I was telling them how at my job, I told somebody that I wanted to get a Porsche 718 Spider. And they laughed at me. They went to the Porsche website, they took a screenshot of the car and they made it their desktop screensaver. And every single day that I went into that work, that job, making $25,000 a year, this person made fun of me. Every single day. Every single day, they would pull up the screensaver and say, oh, this is the car that you're never going to get. This is the car that you're never going to get. There's going to be haters on the way. You need to ignore the haters. Haters are going to hate because they're not doing anything with their lives. They're not reaching any goals. They're not going to get a supercar, a girlfriend, a house, a career, success. They're just ordinary NPC people. You can't listen to NPCs. If you want to be the main character, you need to live in a constant state of delusion, a constant state of grandeur. You're the best. You're the biggest. You are going to accomplish whatever you say you are. Nothing will stop you. You need to escape the fucking mindset that the Matrix put on you. Come on. So every day this person would make fun of me and say, you're never going to get that car. Meanwhile, every night, when I left at 9 to 5, I would stay up to 2, 3, 4 in the morning studying, learning how to code, learning data structures and algorithms, applying for jobs. And then I landed my first six-figure job. And like I said, it wasn't easy. It was extremely difficult. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. If it was easy, I wouldn't be talking about it right now. It was extremely difficult. I landed my job. I saved up for a few months. And I went to multiple Porsche dealerships to try to get the car that I wanted. And do you know what happened when I went to the dealerships? They didn't even want to look at me. Again, more adversity. Even when I told them I had the money for the down payment, they said, oh, that's not enough. You need to give us more. They said, oh, this car is a rare car. We can't get allocation. We can get you a lesser model. More adversity. But I didn't let them stop me. I searched until I found the dealership that would get me the allocation for the car. And you know what? I brought my car, my first dream car. I bought it brand new, 0 miles. I spec'd the car out. And even other people that I knew in the car community, because I used to have a Mazda Miata, that told me I would never get that car, were shocked. Why? Because those people don't follow through on their goals. They're too afraid of failure. When you are dedicated to reaching your goals, you're going to attract haters because the haters hate to see people succeed where they have failed. When they look at you succeeding, it's like pointing a microscope at their own failures and making them big so that they can flaunt them in their face. They hate that. They hate feeling like failures. They don't want to see you succeed. They want to see you down in the gutter with them. So now I had the Porsche on my dream car. And you know what? Like I said, once I had the car, I didn't care anymore. My goals had already progressed to the next level. Now I wanted a genuine, official supercar. A car that no one could say that's not a supercar. I told my buddies, I'm going to get a McLaren. The same cycle happened again. I had haters telling me it wasn't going to happen. I had haters telling me, who are you to get a McLaren? What are you doing so special to get a McLaren? How are you going to afford that car? And I'm just using cars as an example right now. There are plenty other opportunities that I have reached in my life. Very big ones. My career is one of them. My education is another one. That people told me I couldn't do. That people told me was too hard, or you don't have the resources to do it, or just give up, man. Just settle. You know, and there's multiple different types of people. There are people who will tell you straight up, you're not going to do it. You're wasting your time. You're delusional. And you know what? I love to hear that. You're delusional, because I am delusional. The same thing has happened with this YouTube thing. So many people have told me, yo, give up. Quit. You're a nobody. Nobody's going to watch your content. Nobody cares about what you're saying. And you know what? I told those people to fuck off, because I believe in myself. And for you to make it in this world, for you to reach your goals, you need to believe in yourself. That's the only way you're going to do it. Believing in yourself. Being so delusional in what you think is going to occur, the outcome that you want, that nothing will stop you. I am literally wearing my old salary on my wrist right now. Did I think at the time that I would ever be able to say that? Forget about the cars. There's just so much things. There's so much things. There are so many accomplishments that I have reached in my life that people have lived entire lives and not reached. And the haters are going to say, oh, materialistic things don't. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I am a stern believer that unless somebody gave you those materialistic things, unless you were born with them, you inherited them or something, if you were able to work your way up and gain those things yourself, it does mean something. It does mean something. It's a reflection of your work ethic. It's a reflection of your ingenuity. Anybody who says it's not is coping. Another person who just, they look at you and they say, oh, how did this person achieve more than me? There must be some trick to it. It must not matter that much. They do that because it makes them feel better. So my message for you today is you have to start believing yourself. You cannot be afraid of failure. And if you really want to reach your goals, you're going to put in the effort. If it was easy, everybody would do it. You're not trying to be everybody. You're trying to be him. I had to get this off my chest today. You subscribe, turn on notifications. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.